We love people near. And yeah. I think we're just about ready to hop in.
And there we are.
And I know Coconut Bowling is somewhat of a Puyo OG. Been around the scene from like the Puyo Nexus days. So they,
oh wow,
if they've wanted to get their hours in, they've definitely had the opportunity to do so.
It's always nice seeing a veteran of the Puyo scene. Veteran being like pre-PPT, pre-PPT Puyo. But anyway, and we're off already.
Koopary splitting the board in half, looking like going in from column 5 for their trigger, but starting off with a 2-chain, trying to target column 1 on Coconut Bowling's board.
It's a awkward where the garbage falls, but it does look very recoverable on that end.
Yep. Koopary might be going for a poke on the left side here. 3-chain forces Coconut's main chain out, but Koopary has plenty of space to build this out. Going for the purples.
Trigger on purples.
Doesn't need to build very far past that to counter.
And looks like that 6-chain is going to counter. Does Coconut have a response? Yes, he does. It's going to be a 3-chain response. Going to nullify a fair bit of it. It's still workable, but it is a disadvantage regardless. Koopary, having so many resources on the table, is going to end this with a power 4, and
Coconut
no greens
not
on
going
Coconuts.
for the pop there. Might have survived a little bit longer had he gone for that, but not today.
It's always a risk when you're just like playing. When you're just playing it like when you're not setting your chain off when the opponent's is going off. It's just like okay, you're kind of like flirting with the RNG a little bit, and it's risk versus reward basically. Like maybe you'll be able to survive, but maybe you won't be put into like a good sort of position. So whether your hand is going to be forced or something like that. But right now, positionally, not very good for Coconut. It's out of space. And ooh, all clear on Koopary's board as well. Finishing it with style, and already it's set point for Koopary. Taking it nice and quickly. If I didn't know any better, it looks like Koopary's going for a right side L shape, which honestly it is looking like a right side L shape right now.
He's gonna convert this real quick into a 2-chain here. And the chain's still in good shape for extensions here. This time, Coconut with the early 3-double, forcing main out of Koopary. Very wise to not get that stuck in, but the nice purple tail as a little extra bonus on top of that.
Coconut does have a response, though. It's going to be a slightly powerful 6. Does it? Oh, yes, it counters, but only barely. Koopary is still in a very good position, despite the small bit of garbage.
Yeah, it took every last Puyo from Koopary on that last exchange to survive up to this one.
And meanwhile, Koopary's chain is away. Gonna end on the 1 free stairs power! And Coconut just out of lifelines, out of resources. Set point goes to Koopary.
Yeah, Coconut not able to keep up with Koopary's training here. I was just saying yesterday, Koopary's took yesterday's tournament as a little bit of a warm-up, and definitely his builds are flowing a lot more nicely now, able to transition back and forth between offense and defense.
Yeah, Koopary's just been responding in the set really nicely. Like, there's something about Koopary's chain that's like, it's like organized chaos in a sense. Like, you can't really like, you really need to think about like, okay, how it works, but in the end, it really does. However, Koopary's right now looking a little dicey. Coconut able to just snuff out Koopary's board just completely, not able to get to his main chain in time.
Yeah, might have gotten a little fancy with the build there, and Coconut just making the most standard builds, but they work, and abandoning GTR this time a little bit. Maybe Coconut trying to show off a little bit.
Well, already we're seeing the 3-chain harassment coming in from Koopary's end. Meanwhile, it looks like a main chain coming from Coconut's side. Both very interesting chaining builds. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it tails, unfortunately, for the 7, which I think is going to be the deal breaker. Koopary's flat 8-chain, but oh, very nice usage of resources on Coconut's end, able to survive that with only taking like 1.5 lines of garbage. Koopary fast on the offense, but Coconut's still having a lot of resources in return, but doesn't really have any resources left. Meanwhile, yep. Koopary is still left to build.
That last cleanup left their board a little bare. I don't know if they're gonna be able to survive this. No purples!
And no purples. No, nothing. Koopary was just able to win that war of attrition.
But definitely, Coconut's showing teeth now. Fighting back against Koopary's flexible style with a little bit of security through obscurity of their own.
I wouldn't say this one is as this chaining style is as obscure. It's like the purples on row 4 connect to the ones at the bottom of column 4. But right now,
Coconut's Mary Dodai.
Koopary forced on the back foots.
Put it in work.
Does need like some blues in order to just like survive that a little bit better. Meanwhile, main chain is off for Coconut.
And a little bit farther to dig for Koopary. Fires the yellow there, but
oh, this is very awkward for Koopary. Oh, that just doesn't work.
It all falls apart.
Coconut set point right here. Is going to be able to tie up the sets if they can get this, and this will be like the first set tie for the day instead of just the blowout.
And that being said, we are getting closer and closer towards those first to 5 sets coming up soon. So that's when things are going to get a little bit tighter around here. Coconut looking for the main chain trigger through column 3. Gonna dismantle it for a bit of damage.
Seems like Koopary's board is actually kind of hard to get like a judge on Koopary's board. It is able to like make a small harassment, but
it's a little bit messy, but he just opens that up right now with a couple lines of harassment.
Meanwhile, like space, Coconut has his main chain like very accessible, but the thing that it'd be worried about right now is the amount of space that Coconut has just to work. Like, meanwhile, Koopary has basically like his entire board, and his chain is away.
Yeah. Koopary had to be careful back there. We've seen in other matchups where, you know, you're playing footsies around the top of the board for a little bit, and as soon as you try and commit to an extension, you just get chipped out by a very small amount of damage. This time, there wasn't enough pressure on Koopary. He was allowed to get the main chain off pretty safely, and Coconut wasn't able to answer.
That's also like a small problem with just like with also just tanking garbage in it and such, rather than just like outright defending it. Like the amount of space in your board, just the amount of space that the garbage just takes up is space that's lost for chaining power.
Right, and
which Koopary was able to take full advantage of right there.
In terms of time efficiency, if you're popping Puyos, you're either popping garbage or you're sending damage.
Oh, wait, what?
Huh?
That Koopary just tops himself out for the set point win for Coconut. All right.
Wow.
Okay, we're getting set free from a very wacky situation, all things considered.
Koopary, ever the entertainer, giving us free Puyo to watch. Thank you, Koopary. Everyone say thank you, Koopary.
Thank you, Koopary. Let's go. All right. Not the way how I expected. We get our first we get our first for set 3. But anyway.
2 chain from Coconut going back to the GTR. And that's a lot of power in the middle there for Koopary.
And Coconut's chain just doesn't
oh,
work.
The cuts.
Oh man, I almost thought like, okay, Koopary's chain was going to explode into explode into 7 pieces, which oddly enough, that's what happened to Coconut right there. But as I said earlier, Koopary's chaining style is just like it's organized chaos. Like,
right? You think it's main, so you have some time to extend, but it's actually just a very long. It's just a very long half of the board gone, and so if you're not cognizant of when that chain's about to end, you will face the consequences.
okay, but as we're seeing, Coconut small poke again. Good defenses from Koopary, just like able to maintain, just like able to continue their momentum. Meanwhile, Coconut sets off full chain.
And Koopary,
And
trying to figure out if things are gonna work, does get the blue-yellow.
don't see that working. No. That's a crown to contest with, and Coconut gets a point on the board. We're now in normal ladder territory. The next person to win 2 games is going to be the winner of this entire set.
And it's not just rank points you're losing here. If you lose this, you're out of the tournament. Losers round 2.
Man. So as we're seeing, Coconut having just like having a little bit of defense, just popping up ones, probably need to clean their board just a little bit more.
Coconut,
Meanwhile,
making a beeline
Koopary,
towards a big main chain.
I don't see that working for Koopary in the long haul though, because already Coconut has countered the chain entirely, and here we go. Here's the 8 chain into the 9, into the 10. Does Koopary have a response? Maybe, but is it gonna be enough?
Oh, it's close.
It's a close one. It's a valiant attempt, but now Coconut is on match point.
Now for Koopary's last bid, what is he gonna go for? We saw the early aggression was working early on in this match. And we're gonna see it again, 2 double. And Coconut just
and I don't see anything for Coconut's board.
Quick follow-up.
Completely swamped. Quick follow-up. Yeah, with a 4 chain. Nothing on Coconut's board. Alright, match point. Both sides. Winner takes all.
Can Coconut fend off any early aggression this time? That's been kind of the X factor for Koopary this whole set, is just being able to catch Coconut off guard. But Coconut this time with the 2 double defense, nice tanking from Koopary to get the board back into a useful state.
Is able to barely survive that. It's gonna take a little bit to get to those yellows, but very doable.
Oh, that's gonna set back Koopary's momentum by a lot, and forced to take on another 2 lines. And Coconut is just digging this hole deeper and deeper. Koopary with a chance, but column 1 is all messed up. There's no way he can fight off a main chain at this point. And this could just... Oh, wait! That's so smart, but... Somehow making it back? Even though column 1 was messed up, he dug all the way back down.
Oh my goodness! Is that the kill switch? Koopary with a 6 chain! Coconut has nothing in response!
From out the back? Oh my god!
From the depths of defeat, Koopary was able to. Oh my!
Koopary
What
clutching
the
it out
heck?
into losers round 3. Just absolutely bonkers. Good game. What a show.
Oh, man, what a showman Koopary was.
Yeah.
Yeah, once again, everybody say thank you to Koopary for flat out just giving us another set. Wouldn't that set wouldn't happen? That set probably wouldn't happen if he just didn't flat out give us in set 2.
That just shows you the resolve that this guy has to, clutch up, lock in, and play some dang Puyo.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Koopary